It's time to make sourdough. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you Olympia Dough Caucus. It's beautiful. Look at her. She's so active and she is ready to bake. So let's bake. I found a very simple recipe that I'm going to follow to the letter like because I do not want to fail at this. It starts out with like almost 1¼ cups of water and 1/4 cup of my starter. Chose this recipe because the creator who made it specifically said, you do not need any special tools or knowledge in order to do this. And my sourdough starter jar came from Dollar Tree. Need I say more? We're going to put her back in the refrigerator and she will, we'll talk to her later. Mixy. Next, we're going to add in 2 3/4 cups of flour and 1 tablespoon of salt. And we're just supposed to mix this until we get a rough dough. I'm assuming that that means that until it just comes together. It seems like it's a little dry, so I'm going to add just a little bit of water at a time until I get the consistency that I think I'm looking for. I'm kind of winging it. Now let's get our hands dirty. Well, not too dirty. Getting stuff under my nails. That fucks up my nails. I think that that is coming together the way it should be. So now I am supposed to cover this and let it rest for like 30 minutes to an hour. And then I'm supposed to do stretch and folds. So another beginner mistake that I've discovered is sourdough takes a long time. And I did research like recipes. I watched videos and I looked it up. I guess I just didn't like process the information that this was going to be a process. So it's 10:30 and I still have to do stretch and folds. So I'm going to be up for a while and it's time to stretch and fold. This is God, it's getting so stretchy. I feel really good about this. All right, cover her up. I'm going to stick her back in the oven. The oven is off with the light on, and I'm going to let her rest for another 30 minutes, and then we'll do our final set of stretch and folds. I also think I might be, oh God, it smells so good. You know what I'm also realizing? I forgot to put my microphone on. So if you can't hear me, enjoy the voiceover. I'm going to try to do this other method that I also read about where you just kind of like pick it up and just kind of like shake it. I hope I'm doing this right. Back into the bowl. Bowl back in the oven for our final set of stretch and folds. 30 minutes has elapsed and this is our final set of stretch and folds. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times, but this is actually our final set of stretch and fold. I was starting to get worried that maybe it was like too tight of a dough or maybe it wasn't something, I don't know, imposter syndrome, I can only imagine. But I feel very, very good about this because it's stretching nicely. It's not tearing. I'm already starting to see some bubbles come up. More set, just for good measure. All right, now we're going to cover her. We're going to put her in the refrigerator for some cold proof time. I'm going to go to bed and we're going to reconvene in the morning so we can do our shaping and then our baking. It is the next day. It is time to shape our dough before we do our final rise before we bake. This is what our dough is looking like. I feel like it's got that like spring back thing going that people talk about. So we're going to turn this out and we're going to shape it. First, I'm going to flour my surface. I hate to do all of that work just to have it stick to my countertop. Boop. Ooh, I can see bubbles. That's a good sign, right? Okay, so we are supposed to flatten this out into a rectangle. Then we are supposed to fold it over 3 times, and then shape it into a loaf. And then you're supposed to, let's see if I remember, supposed to push it like this and then pull it back. I think I need some more flour. So that it makes a nice taut little ball. I have a feeling this is something that probably takes a little bit of practice. I've never been good at kneading bread. I really like to make breads that don't require any kneading. I feel like we could get that tighter. Of course, if there's anyone out there who has any suggestions for me, I would love to hear them. So leave it in the comments. I feel like that is a nice taut little ball. I'm going to get a clean bowl. I'm going to put a towel in it, and I'm going to let this do the final rise. Okay, I have got a clean bowl and I have got a cheesecloth. I was told don't use anything that has anything like a nap or any kind of like texture, because it could transfer to your sourdough. So I'm going to just dust the inside. And you say you want to put it smooth side down so that when you transfer it to your Dutch oven or whatever you're baking it in, then it will be smooth side up. I'm going to dust the top just a little bit, just so that the cheesecloth doesn't stick to it while it's rising. I'm going to cover that. I'm going to stick it back in my cold oven with the light on, and I'm going to check it after like an hour. The time she has come. I've got my parchment paper. I have my Dutch oven. It has been preheating in a 425-degree oven. I'm going to get my parchment paper. Alrighty, we're going to turn the dough out. Ooh, she's really risen. Oh yeah. Turn the dough out onto the parchment paper. Actually, this is going to take some finessing, I think. Oh Lord. It is kind of sticking a little bit. Dang it, dang it, dang it. It's totally sticking to my cheesecloth. So I'm just going to try to work this off as easily as I can. It got really dried out. I don't know how that happened. Aw, man. This is not good. This isn't good. Okay, so some of it got stuck to the cheesecloth. We're going to deal with that at a later date. We're going to try to work this into some semblance of a dough ball. We're going to move forward. I don't have one of those fancy cutting tools, but I do have an abundance of razors, as I used to be a barber. So we're going to give it an ear, as they say, where it's that like curved cut around the side, and it kind of makes it like curl out like that as it's baking. Okay. I've heard that if you dust the top with flour, that it makes the patterns or the cuts come out a lot more, but it also helps that inhibits the browning. And I want it to be nice and brown. Okay, let's get the Dutch oven. All right, my Dutch oven has been preheating for about 45 minutes. So she is scorching hot. I'm gonna drop my loaf down into the bottom, put the lid on, and I'm going to throw this in the oven for like 30 minutes. I also heard that if you put a baking pan underneath the vessel that you're baking in, it will help to keep the bottom from burning. So I've already done that. Okay, now we pray. I didn't realize what a process this is. If this goes badly, I'm literally going to cry. I'm going to be on this floor in a puddle of tears and hysteria because perimenopause, and this took forever. So I think I know what happened. I think I know why it was sticking to my cloth, because I had the bowl that the dough was resting in on top of the oven that was preheating. So I think it actually started to bake my sourdough while it was on the the cloth. So hopefully that doesn't affect the final result. But yeah, I think that's the reason that happened. So this is how much dough I pulled off of my cheesecloth. So that's like a whole slice. So like I said, hopefully it doesn't affect the final result. But if this is the major pitfall that I suffer from this and it's largely successful, I'm going to call that a win. It's almost time. It's almost done. I still have to take the cover off and bake it for another 10 minutes uncovered, but still, it's time. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Back in the oven for 10 minutes. 1 minute left. It's time. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna let the sense of accomplishment just like wash over me. I still have to cut it. There's no telling what the inside looks like, but from the outside, this is beautiful. I would pay $15 for this loaf. Look how big it is, and it's so craggy and crusty on the top. Oh, as they say, the proof will be in the pudding. All right. I have to let it cool for an hour before I can cut into it. Let's see if I can get the bottom so I can see what the bottom looks like. Oh my God, it's not burned. It sounds hollow. So I think it's, let's see. Oh my God, it's crusty, it's crunchy. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Forgive me, I'm gonna go garden and calm down a little bit, and I'll be back in an hour to cut into this. Look at her. Oh, she's gorgeous. Oh, she's just beautiful. Oh, please be done. Please be done on the inside. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh, she smells so good. Smells just like sourdough. Okay, let's do the spring back. Oh my gosh. I can already tell you, I definitely need a better bread knife. All right, moment of truth. It's so good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. This is like bread that I used to get at this pizza place I used to go to.
A pizza place?
Mm-hmm.
Did they do sourdough?
They have like rolls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's really good.